On November 2020, there was a split that rocked the smartphone industry. Huawei, who owned the Honor brand, decided to sell the phone manufacturer to a Shenzhen state-owned company, Shenzhen Xinxi New Information Technology. This was quite a blow to Honor because they had lost access to many IPs under the Huawei brand. But what should have seemed like a massive blow to Honor might just be the complete opposite. Now, we know many of you go around saying that, oh, this phone is just a copy of Huawei's blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, duh. Honor was part of Huawei, and obviously 2 years after splitting up, did you not think that the company had already planned to release products for the next 2 years? No tech company is so short-sighted, my friends, especially in this fast-moving industry. And it did pay off because Honor is the #1 phone brand in China. Like literally, these people were grabbed by the back of the collar and booted out of Huawei, and yet still made it to be the #1 phone brand in their own country of origins. That's pretty damn good. Now, two things happened during this time. Because Honor is not part of Huawei, Honor was allowed to do business with the US. This was because Honor's new parent company was not banned by the US government to do business in the country. Thus, Honor was able to use Qualcomm processors and even have Google services in their devices. Now, years of watching, learning and understanding what users want have all boiled down to the Honor Magic4 Pro. Now, this phone has been the birth from two things: understanding users' needs and the perseverance. So let's jump into the part that everyone cares about the most, the cameras. While it looks the same, internally it is not the same because first of all, this donut is bigger than the Mate 40, allowing Honor to implement a larger camera sensor. And that, as most of you know, is the biggest limitation when it comes to mobile photography. How to create a bigger sensor without taking up too much of space for the other components. Now, they learned from Huawei, especially when it comes to having more details in zoom-in photos. Now, this is where the big brain part comes in. The telephoto lens has a higher megapixel count of 64 megapixel, which supports up to 100 times digital zoom. Now, that's pretty good for the price range, I must say, but the main and the ultra wide is only at 50 megapixel. Also, adding on to the camera, it offers a wider angle compared to the Mate 40, coming in at 122 degrees. Okay, the next big thing that has been improved is the display. It has a technology called PWM dimming, which reduces the phone from flickering like other phones. This feature is good for people who look at their phones for a long time, especially under low light. It could help minimize eye strain and protect your eyes. This is the first time in the industry and the world to achieve 1920 Hz PWM dimming in a LTPO display, compared to other brands who are only in the triple digits. And also, it has a variable refresh rate that can adapt the value between 1 and 120 Hz, making it smooth but at the same time saving the battery life. Also, something else that is interesting is the frame rate booster. It can increase the frame rate of a video. So say you're watching a 30 FPS footage, it can increase it to 60 FPS if you wanted to. And also, the always-on HDR technology makes videos just a little bit more nicer to watch. Now yes, the screen has a punch hole for the camera, but it is smaller than the Mate 40, but still has a main sensor and a 3D camera. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? An Android phone from that part of the world? So they must be stealing our data, right? First of all, do you think that after standing on their own 2 feet and given the chance to work with the US, Honor would want to compromise security? No, of course not. The Magic4 Pro has a dual TEE security OS co-developed with Qualcomm installed into the phone, which can save the phone from vulnerabilities and infiltration from the outside. This also includes an independent security chip to protect your biometric information like your fingerprint and your face. Additionally, it also has an AI privacy call feature to stop the pesky eavesdroppers from listening to your calls. All you need to do is just bring down the volume below 60% and the AI will just kick in. Finally is the OS. Honor knows that its users were previous Huawei users that came to Honor, or Honor users that went to Huawei but want to make the switch back. So to make the transition better, Honor's Magic UI 6.0 adopts many of the features from Huawei's EMUI. Things like taking a screenshot and how folders are organized. Users who are familiar with the Huawei Share feature will also feel at home, and even better because Honor Share works with Huawei devices as well. Oh, and also the phone clone can work well in both phones and vice versa. Now, other than that, we also know that Huawei's Kirin 9000 is on par with some of the best mobile chipsets out in the market, and the Honor Magic 4 Pro also comes at the same level with the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. Huawei also has some of the best charging tech in the industry, and now the Magic 4 Pro has that as well, as it supports a 100 watts Honor Supercharge. And besides the 100 watt wired charging that comes in the box, which can get you to a 60% battery charge in like 15 minutes, it also supports wireless charging and at 100 watts, which will give you 50% in 15 minutes. Yes, that's extremely fast for wireless charging, in case you are wondering. Alright, so what does this come down to? I guess you can say that based on this video, Honor is not copying Huawei but is offering Huawei users that doesn't want to jump through hoops to get Google services while still maintaining the essence that built Honor up. Now, that doesn't mean that Honor is better than Huawei. What you need to understand is why there are similarities between the company and what Honor is trying to do to stand out while still maintaining the relationship between them and its long-time users. So at the end of the day, if you want to experience what Honor has learned from Huawei, then the Magic 4 Pro is definitely a phone that you want to pick up, because at the end of the day, Honor is dubbing it as their flagship device. But it's a flagship device that is priced below 4,000 ringgits, and that pricing is another thing that Honor has learned on how to penetrate the mobile market. So guys, there you have it. That is a little bit of a history between Huawei and Honor, and why the Magic 4 Pro is probably the phone that is gonna put Honor on the map. And I really hope it does, because it's nice to see an underdog rising up from the ashes of its parent company and actually overtaking the parent company. It's a nice story, right? But let me know what you think in the comments below. And with that, guys, I haven't reminded you to like and subscribe for a very long time, haven't I? Well, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next video.